you for asking me that question.
I'm pretty sure we've started, everybody.
We started.
All right, well, listen, we're doing this again. We've got even more people here this time. And this went really well last time because we went around and we started off by asking your name. And then we'll do, instead of favorite candy, we're currently filming, getting closer to Christmas here. And so we're going to do your favorite Christmas movie. So we're going to go around. This should be quick, but I have a feeling this is going to take us
This should be quick, Jim.
way too long. So we're going to start. Let's start over here. Darwin's already handing off the mic. Darwin's going to go first. Darwin, you need to tell the people your name and then your favorite Christmas movie. You're doing a great job.
Hi, my name is Darwin.
Hi, Darwin.
I love all Christmas movies.
That can't be true. No, you have to narrow it down. You have to say one. Come on.
The one with Macaulay Culkin. Home Alone. I love that one. That's my favorite.
That's a classic.
Hi, I'm Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Favorite Christmas movie is the Jim Carrey How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Great movie.
That's
That is
the
a good
only
one.
answer.
Hi, I'm Adriana.
Hi, Adriana.
Hi, everybody. My favorite Christmas movie is A Christmas Story. It's the one where
You'll shoot
it's
your eye
the
out.
classic, iconic. Oh, fudge. That one, yeah. No, I don't think we can. Yeah. That was scary.
That was good. That was good.
Hello, my name is Aaron, and my favorite Christmas movie, is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm just kidding. Next.
I didn't know they had a Christmas version of that.
Well, it's quite nice. Okay. My name is Aaron, and my favorite Christmas movie, guys, It's a Wonderful Life.
Aww.
Right? It's a good one. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets it.
Wow.
I can't even finish.
Okay, I'll go. My name is Parker, and I think I'm gonna have to go Christmas Vacation. It's a classic.
I'm not shocked.
You've never seen Christmas Vacation?
No,
Okay.
Christmas Vacation?
no. The past three,
it's a
I
funny
haven't.
movie.
I haven't like. I don't think I've watched.
If we haven't done it for LCA, then
Well,
You
we
haven't
did.
seen
We
it?
did. It's a Wonderful Life for LCA.
We did one of them. They sounded familiar, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
grew up
Anyways,
Christmas story.
I'm sorry. I've never seen the full thing.
I think we
Yeah.
actually did both of them. We did A Christmas Story and It's a Wonderful Life.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
We did
let's
do a Christmas
let's
Story.
let Karina tell us her name.
I'm interested.
Let's go to Karina next.
Hi, everybody. Well, there's a controversial. Yeah, that is my controversial. My name's Karina, and my favorite Christmas movie is The Holiday, and then the close the close second is Die Hard, and people don't know.
Why did you say it like that? Why did you say it like that? Die Hard.
Die Hard.
No, Liz was like,
Die
your
Hard.
favorite Christmas movie is Die Hard, and I was like, that's actually a
Hard.
close second.
Karina, could you?
My favorite movie is Die Hard.
I'm so sorry. This is gonna be this is gonna be a hash browns.
This is like the time you said hash browns.
hash browns.
Oh no, we're not going.
Go all over.
We're not going there.
It's happening all
Pastor
over
Tyler's
again.
gonna storm in through the
And
door.
I'm so sorry, everybody. Okay, Ashley, please.
Hello, my name is Ashley. My favorite Christmas movie is Love Actually.
That's awesome.
That's my wife's.
It's cute.
Sounds like a rom-com.
You never heard of The Holiday? The Holiday, Adriana? Okay, now
That one's a good one. You're gonna love it.
you should watch it. You should watch it. Yeah.
So fun. My name is Liz, and I agree with Jim. The Jim Carrey, the Jim Carrey, The Grinch movie is truly the best Christmas movie. It's iconic.
Correct.
Good answer. It's up there.
It's up there.
Hi, I'm Claire.
Hi, Claire.
I love Christmas. I'm gonna have to say Elf, probably because I have an inner Buddy the Elf, guys. I just love Christmas. Yeah.
That's really good.
Thanks.
My name is Brenton, and I also love Elf. Yeah, that's my favorite movie. That's my favorite movie year round.
Really?
You'll
So-
watch that.
yes.
Hold on. You'll watch that like.
I think when I was a sophomore in high school, I watched Elf 17 times throughout the year.
17.
I love that movie.
Okay, I feel like I was very similar with this. Oh goodness, the vibration. I'm so sorry.
you been through
That's so
freedom?
embarrassing. I keep getting spam calls.
Well, you're hiding it well.
Well, I was gonna make a joke about how in middle school, very similar experience. I watched Buddy the Elf all the time, and there was a day right before Christmas break when I was in 5th grade that I ate 13 candy canes before Christmas break.
I can't say that I've done that. But
How are those related?
wow. He eats
Buddy
he
the
eats a
Elf
lot of
eats
sugar.
ridiculous things.
Yeah.
And
No,
I
my-
think it was like a thing. Me and my friends were like, how many candy canes can you
Have
eat?
you ever had like a 1 pound candy cane?
No.
What?
Okay, just me.
Okay.
There's some things you just don't share, Brenton. But tell us more.
I was also obsessed with candy canes as a kid, and so I had like my parents would buy like the really really big one from Cracker Barrel, and I would like have to take a hammer to it to crack off enough of it so that I could eat it.
I think we have a lot of similarities with our
Did
candy
you-
canes.
Did you do that?
Well, no.
I used a hammer for real.
I just ate 13 individual
I
ones.
I would take the hammer and then put whatever I got out of it in a Ziploc baggie and take it to school.
That's really weird. It sounds really sharp. Like the pieces that
We're
would
not
break
judging
off
you.
would be like really sharp and dangerous.
And now the world knows.
Very alarmed.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Nick. Nice to see you. My least favorite Christmas movie, I'm so sorry, Adriana, is A Christmas Story. My family watched it. They do like marathons on like TBS or something, like all day long, and we watched it all day long. And so I carry a little bit of trauma there. But I do enjoy Elf. Apparently not to the extent you guys do. I do like candy canes, but typically like one. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not judging at all.
To be fair, I had
But can you?
It was just 1 pound.
1 pound of candy canes. That's alarming.
Well, we're gonna stay on the topic of Christmas because
do that.
we got into a big debate and we wanted to save it for in here. There's a couple debates I think that needs to happen here. The first one is, when is an appropriate time to start decorating your home for Christmas?
Christmas Day.
Wait until Thanksgiving. Wait until
I
Thanksgiving
feel
has
like
happened.
culturally the
But
line
why?
is shifting.
It is shifting.
Yes.
The
and
new
it's painful.
Thanksgiving is now Halloween, and I made a comment.
Sure did.
And I made a comment that I feel personally passionate about, and learned that it was a personal attack on somebody, and I wasn't even aware.
It's true.
Yeah. So here's my comment, and then Claire, I'll let you respond.
Okay.
I personally feel I noticed on Instagram when we just passed Halloween, and all these people are bragging about how they're going right into Christmas, and that bothers me. And I've been searching myself for what it's happening
Because
in me
you
that makes me
have
so
no
angry with that.
Christmas magic.
Yeah, and here's what I've arrived at is I'm seeing that they don't have enough joy in their life that they need to skip right into the Christmas season. That November, going through the month of November and just being thankful isn't enough.
Right.
All right,
That they
guys, this is
need
going to be a
to-
clean fight. Clean fight.
But-
Clean fight. And
Now I said that not realizing that
Right. I have
guys-
strong opinions about this.
Yeah, please share.
The last couple years, we have decorated for Christmas after Halloween for several reasons. One, we should all be looking towards the birth of Jesus all the time because we live in a fallen world.
Why don't you decorate in January
also,
then?
things get busy around the holidays, more time to enjoy it. And my 2-year-old Mason just loves it. And we need time to soak it in. But also, I've recently found out a little something about your home that you still have Christmas decorations up from 2024.
yeah. We are known to leave Christmas decorations up for a while. That's laziness. And I'm willing to
So my
admit,
pursuit of joy is different.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So here, let me explain. Because I don't think we're actually disagreeing.
Okay.
You're admitting that you're setting up Christmas early because you want to skip to the joy. I feel like we're on the same
do want
page.
more joy.
Yeah.
You don't.
Well, is there? So where's
Parker
your
hates
line though?
joy.
So would you set it up like? Is there a time of year that you see as inappropriate to set up for Christmas?
I mean,
Arbor Day.
Is there a too early?
I feel like it's all about the posture of your heart. So like, if you're setting up Christmas in July because you want to seek after the Savior that has come to this earth for you, then go
Do you
do
have
that.
any Santa Clauses in your house? Christmas decorations?
I do.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
like seeking after?
Oh my gosh.
Wait, I'm pitching in here. Saint Nick was a great man who loved Jesus. Okay.
Saint
was
Nick.
like
No, I
his
want to hear
friend.
this. Saint Nick was Jesus' friend. Is that what you're saying?
Like they were not alive at the same time, but they were friends for sure when
Saint
Saint
Nick
Nick was alive.
punched a man.
You know, yeah, because Crystal, you know Crystal, we love
we love Crystal.
She shared, it's her birthday, happy birthday shout out, but she shared how she punched someone in the face.
Not Crystal.
Saint
on
Nick.
the
Saint
house.
Crystal.
Saint Nick.
Saint
No,
Nick.
yeah.
That sounds like
Crystal didn't punch anybody. Crystal
That
is a
sounds like
pacifist.
somebody that needs some joy.
Saint Nick punched someone in the face on behalf of Jesus, and he died a few days later.
Not Saint Nick.
Because he-
The guy he punched.
Because he didn't believe in the Trinity.
Yeah, the guy.
And Saint Nick said, I'm not having that.
So he killed
So
him.
he punched him in the face.
In the name of Christ.
and
behalf
then that
of
man
Jesus.
died a few days later.
Saint Nick was the first crusader.
So I would
Come
say
on.
it's fine.
Here we go.
I would say
Bam.
having Santa Claus is fine.
So
Yeah,
Santa
this
in the
has
house.
really gone off the rails. I just wanted to make a point that people. that
Anyway,
decorate early-
everybody can do what they want, and I love Christmas.
Is there? Does anyone else want to add an opinion to this? Is there a time that when's too early? Darwin, you have something?
Well, actually, I wanted to know. We talked about when's too early, but is there a time where we?
Keeping it up too
Yeah. When do we? Yeah. When is it too long?
Yeah. Well, I want to admit, I want to tell you right
Arbor
now
Day.
that I have an opinion about this, and I'm also a hypocrite because our laziness keeps us from doing it. I think Christmas needs to come down at the very turn of the year, at the latest. So like you can keep it up till the first, but like and then you can relax on the first, the second or third, wherever the next weekend is.
I was gonna say like
They should come down then.
practically, I don't think that's happening. Like
Yeah, a lot of people. I've left. We have something in our above our TV in the
Currently.
living room. That's yep. yes.
Currently.
No, you're right.
I say by the end of January it needs to come down.
Wait. But in the liturgical church, the season of Christmas, lean in podcast. Okay, so in the formal church, the season is called Advent, right?
That's true.
And you are technically supposed to keep your Christmas up until the next season, which is Epiphany. Everyone.
Is that starting?
Guys, I'm not a dictionary. I don't know.
No one knows.
Someone look it up.
Yeah, so I think it's like mid-January.
Okay, I think until the end of January.
Okay.
That's when you should.
The end feels a little late to me. Yeah.
It's coming down. I'm over it.
You see the infighting already on this? Like clearly.
The more you spread out Christmas, the less special Christmas is going to be.
Yeah.
And I want Christmas to be special.
But it's so much work for such little time having decorations up.
But it is. Maybe do less.
Like 3 weeks? Like 3 weeks is
Or just leave it up.
special
We do
enough?
less. The what?
3 weeks. Like if you're putting it up after
I
Thanksgiving,
think
you're like
I'm
3
okay
weeks
with-
of specialness.
I'm okay with before Thanksgiving.
oh,
I
we just had a change of heart here. Okay.
I think that with Thanksgiving, you got people coming to your house and you're doing you want things to feel like you're a part of the holidays. I can understand that. I personally I don't know if before or after Thanksgiving matters as much to me as not after Halloween.
So like what?
After Halloween
After Halloween.
So what time?
is too early.
But
But it's
before
before
Thanksgiving is
So
Thanksgiving.
okay.
there's a sweet spot here.
Right after Halloween is too early. That's the
So
line
we're
I'm holding.
arguing over like a week and a half.
So you're saying
No.
like you're saying like we're like
that's
2
like 3
3 weeks 2-3 weeks into November.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. I think well, no.
But what if I'm like busy one of those weekends?
I don't know. If you have people coming to your house for Thanksgiving, decorating your house for Christmas doesn't bother me.
Okay, I feel like I've definitely heard the opposite. Like if people are coming to your house for Thanksgiving, stay in fall so that it's
I'm-
not like contradicting.
I'm the harsh stance on that. Yeah, for sure. Thanksgiving's Thanksgiving.
But
Let's
no
do
one's
Thanksgiving.
coming to my
I
house.
like
I'm going
that.
to
Yeah.
somebody
More
else's.
Yeah.
than decorating before
Sure.
Thanksgiving.
What you're saying is
I don't.
you're
I won't
like-
get mad.
I'm
at
not
you.
mad at you.
Yeah.
I will get mad.
All right, we can move on. Does anyone else have an opinion there?
Nope.
You don't want to jump in that fight? Okay.
We are decorating next week, though. Don't judge me.
No,
Oh,
that-
I have
that-
an, I have
I'm
an
okay with
opinion.
No
I have an
judgment.
opinion.
with
I think that I can decorate for Christmas like early, like Thanksgiving-ish, but I cannot listen to Christmas music until after Thanksgiving.
Amen,
Oh.
sister.
That's a
great line.
Amen,
Yes.
sister. Mariah Carey is not fully thought.
I think
She's not thought out yet. You gotta wait.
I'm the opposite. I haven't decorated for Christmas at all, but I'm listening to it. The minute it turned November 1st, I'm like, all right,
Can I give a hot take?
Mariah Carey.
Can I give a hot take? And this is actually, I was going to tell y'all this, so you're getting an exclusive. I always, as a church, we're planning really far out for Christmas, right?
Right.
And most times, church music doesn't come out until right at Christmas. I'm planning for Easter. We're planning for Easter at that point. Yeah. So I just want to take props to, there was 2 Christmas songs that came out this week. Wow. One of those was The Belonging Co., and I forget the other one, but I just thought that gives everybody enough time to plan to put songs in their set. And so could we, like, as a church, maybe we could put out, like, Christmas music, like, October, September, I don't know.
Care about the Big C church.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough, but whatever gets the plays, I guess.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we worked out that one. Worst Christmas gift you ever received?
Oh, here we go.
We don't have to go with everyone, but
I got one.
please.
It might put somebody on blast, but it's fine. They'll be okay.
Are they in here?
No, they're not here.
Okay,
No.
then it's fine.
So yeah, it's fine. They're a family member though.
Okay,
Is that crossing the line?
No,
or-
that's fine. Go
Okay, good. My brother one year, he's older, so like he had money. He chose to get me like a box of, like the little peppermint like balls that you get, the ones that like dissolve in your mouth. He thought that I loved those so much, he got me an entire box from Dollar Tree.
I mean, you did eat a pound
on.
of candy cane.
Hold on. Those taste completely different than candy canes, okay? And they have a different texture and everything. I don't like those mints.
You're a very confusing person.
I know, it's fine. But anyways, he got me a whole box of those.
That feels
and
really intentional.
it, I really couldn't. I literally could not eat them. Like I was like, this is not good. So I wasted an entire $1 for my brother.
Is this the first that you
Hold on.
publicly say this?
Huh?
Is this the first you publicly say
No,
this?
no. I've
Oh,
said this
okay.
before.
I
Does
felt
he know
even-
that this is
Yeah, does
bad?
he know
Yeah,
this?
he helped me pack a car like maybe 6 months later, and I still had the box of mints unopened. And I said, "Yeah, man, I'm probably not going to eat these."
Yikes.
Yeah.
How did he feel?
He was confused.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Do you have a worst gift?
I have one that's not. It's not the gift. It's the experience for the gift. So one year, my family, for me to get my gift, I had to go through a whole basically obstacle course. It was like a treasure hunt to find my gift, and so I opened what was like a little box, and it had my first instruction, and I had to follow like all the instructions. And I had to do like go to this place. It was like a clue. It was like a riddle. I went there, and it was like I opened the next one. I was like, all right, now start like patting your head and rubbing your tummy and saying I love Santa Claus. And I had to do that to get my next clue. And then I went to the next place, and it was like a good 10 minutes of this. And by the time I opened my gift, I was like, I hate this gift.
It sucks.
I hate this gift. This is the worst thing ever. I was like 24. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I was
You
an
were
adult.
24 and you were jumping through all these hoops.
I was. Because it's a gift. Yeah, it's for Christmas. I wanted to be a good sport. Yeah.
Wow. Please.
Oh, thank you. That reminds me of not nearly as intense, but I was probably in high school, early high school, and we woke up, and there were gifts under the tree, and we were so excited, and the stockings were completely empty. And then Mom said, "Uh-oh, why don't you walk the dog for a second?" And we came back in, and there were apples and oranges and bananas in all of our stockings.
Wow.
And Santa brought us fruit that year.
That's great.
He was worried about your health that year.
That's awesome. All right, here, last Christmas question here. When is I don't want to fight on this one here. I really don't. When's the best time to open Christmas gifts? Like is it Christmas morning or is there any other opinions here?
December 24th.
At
Please
12
explain.
o'clock.
At 12. Well, it's technically the 25th, but yeah, at midnight. Midnight. Yeah. That is when. And I stand by that.
But how do you get those gifts if Santa hasn't gotten to your house yet?
Okay, so here's the thing.
Because you have to go to sleep. And if you don't go to sleep, Santa won't come.
So here's the thing. Okay. My parents were really big Santa people. My family is not really big Santa people.
Parents, turn this podcast off right
Yeah.
now.
And so,
Earmuffs.
yeah, so if you have any kids listening, please.
They just weren't friends.
Just, yeah. That's what I mean. They weren't friends, my parents and Santa. And so we just partied all night. By partied, I mean we ate and we watched movies. And then at midnight, they were like, okay, let's open presents now. So it was a lot of fun. I had a great time.
Hey, can I
Great
tell
kid.
you, I have older kids. We got some parents with younger kids here. Learn from our mistake. Take credit for all the big gifts.
Yes, that's what my parents did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my kids were like, Santa got me this. I'm like, no, he didn't.
I do have trauma. Would you like to hear?
Love to.
So, yeah, I
Share a
hope
secret
that
with
no
us.
no children are listening to this right now. But no, this is part of my trauma. Is my parents did not take credit for the big gifts. So Santa got me a trampoline, really big gift, and like maybe a week later, my missionettes leader, if you grew up in church, maybe you were a missionette. Anyways, she was supposed to love Jesus, and she told our entire class, and I was like 9, that Santa wasn't real. So I went home, and I, through many tears, called my parents liars and said, "You guys are liars. You got me that trampoline. Santa did not give me that trampoline." And I just remember that. It's ingrained into my memory. So I've never experienced that, but I just know I'm never going to do that to my daughter.
How long ago was that?
How long ago?
Yeah.
I was 9.
Okay, that's good.
It was
And I
2 years
remember the
ago.
whole yeah. That doesn't matter.
I can tell you something adjacent to that. First off, could never open gifts at midnight to think about eating and then watching movies, and I'm going to stay up and be
play
jolly
games.
till
Yeah.
midnight. Could
It's a
not
lot
be
of
me.
fun.
Could not be me. But I remember as a kid, obviously believing in Santa, and I remember 2 different things. One of those is like Santa isn't real, but then they started doing the like Doppler radar of like he's currently in Thailand, and I was like,
Wait, so is he?
he is so real. He is so real. I'm like I remember going outside looking for the red dot in the
Santa
sky.
on that thing.
But second,
I still download the app every year for fun.
Wait. Wait. For fun though, right? Like for fun?
Like you really believe it.
Like you're doing that for fun?
Fun.
Santa's close.
It's fun. I used to download the app as a kid, and it was such a fun time. I had so many good memories.
well, I remember as a kid not putting 2 and 2 together that I would go to bed and I would be like, all right, Santa's coming. And I would, at least 3 or 4 Christmases, I remember hearing my dad's truck start as soon as I went to bed because he was, what I know now is he was going to get gifts. And I just remember thinking, gosh, Dad always leaves. Like, Christmas night, where does he go? And I was like, all right, well, whatever.
Of lies. It can be very dramatic.
Oh,
Yeah, right. And you don't have that.
No, I don't have that trauma. Because my parents were like, hey, I'm getting you the presents. So if you behave, guess what? Here are your presents. And even if you don't, I love you so much. Here are the presents.
The only
Anyways, that were my parents.
The grace of the Lord.
I
Yeah.
will say my child does know who Santa is. So.
Wow.
So that just countered to
We're
everything.
covering so much. This is great. Yeah, we're gonna move past Christmas. I'm so sorry if your children are listening. But
That's good.
listen, we just did a pretty big recording a couple months ago at a beach house of a family that is friends of ours, and we really wanted to wrap up this Songs for the House season with a special project. So we brought a bunch of our team. A lot of people pushed everybody into a pretty small house. So we had like somewhere around 55, maybe 60 people in a house together, and we recorded all the songs that we have been writing and doing in our church this past season for Songs for the House, which was really special. And so I thought it'd be fun to just spend a little bit of time talking about the experience, working up to it, what that night was like, recording with everybody. I would love to hear everyone's thoughts and feelings from that night. Who wants to kick us off? Not everyone at once.
I can. I'll
Please.
start. I'll just say it. That I have never been in an environment like that. Just with the recording of it all, and but all while still wanting to be just as authentic as I could before the Lord. And so there was this kind of like volleying back and forth of like, what position am I in right now, as far as my heart, of just like, how do I interact? Am I interacting with all of these people because I do love them so much? Am I spending this time talking to the Lord? And I think I just got a quick reminder of like, I think you're just thinking too much about it, Aaron. Like, just be in the moment and thrive and love it all. And if you're on like what feels like a set for a few moments, cool. If there's the next moments where you feel like you're like postured before the Lord, then also really cool. And so the first experience of it all was a big learning one, I guess, is like the best way to say it. But just getting in the moment with all of those people that we get to lead worship with on Sundays and have done life with, I think being able to be in a moment like that and look across the room and see a choir member that you walked through a hard season of life with, and to be able to see them just like be in the same posture before the Lord as you are, was just really, really cool to do that with so many people.
What else?
Just to piggyback off of that, like just to see the stories in the room as you look around in the circle, it felt like the upper room experience where everybody came into this place together with one mind, and I could just sometimes you can get caught up with the cameras and sound checks and inner monitors, but when you get past and push past all of that and see and feel God in the room and see the joy that's just filling the hearts of His people, it's no feeling like it. And I'm so blessed to be able to see. Like Pastor Aaron said, that so many people that you've had to walk through tough situations and now just experiencing and coming into the joy of God's salvation and singing in His praises and just giving them glory in the room together. It was just an awesome experience.
Yeah. Unity was definitely a great word to describe that night and the feeling. I remember even just certain lyrics like sticking out to me when we sang all the testimonies in this room. Seeing how much differently that felt in a room like that was really special.
There was a deeply, it was a very moving experience for me. Y'all know I haven't been in this world for a while, just with what God's been calling me to do here at the church. And so getting to step back into worship environment, Kayla and I have been leading worship for 20-something odd years. I felt like I had to let a gift and a dream die almost in order to lay that down to be obedient to what God has called me to. And I went through like a journey of mourning that for years, very hard because I love it, right? And getting to step back into that kind of environment for me was very, very impactful for me. It felt like God rebirthing dreams in me that I thought I had to give up. And it's so cool getting to come together and sing these songs and give people language to worship God with that, daily we're working with people that are walking through some of the worst times of their life and hardest seasons of their life, and we're trying to point them to Jesus, and these songs are another way to do that in their personal time. And for me, that was very, very special to get to be a part of and be with y'all and be a part of this team. So
I have another one thought, and it's really heavy on my heart. So do you ever watch a movie and you're like, I love this movie. I would probably not watch it again by myself, but I love it so much that if I got to watch it with you for the first time, it would be awesome to watch your face with it. Yeah. I think it's one thing for us to be in these rooms and write the songs and do the things, but then it was so cool to be able to watch members of our church be invited into those spaces, and I think the awe and wonder on their face, and I would probably be, making bold assumption, but just the thought of how did I, this choir member, get to be a part of this? And just to show them that they are like the way that they're welcomed in and how awesome it is to be a part of this alongside them. Like it was the most impactful thing I think all of it for me was being able to just watch these people be a part of this and the honor that was all over their face. I think of some of the choir members I was with from Oviedo, some of the new choir members at Winter Park, and this was some of their first experiences with this team. And it was almost like a kid in a Christmas store for the first time. And I just thought it is such an honor to watch these people use their gifts and get to worship in this way.
Yeah, sure. So cool. It was also special that we, this is the house that we've done a lot of writing in as a team. So a lot of these songs were birthed out of that room, and then to watch us kind of wrap up a season with these songs by doing this night together, there was something extra special to that as well. Anyone want to add anything to that?
I feel like it's cool to see just the journey of the songs come from writing in that space and then to bring those back to our church and see the life that those songs take on and how they've ministered to our church, but then revisit them back in that space and just kind of as we're going through the songs that night and worshiping to them, getting like flashes of, oh, I remember when we sang that song at this and God did this. And I remember that night and just connecting all the dots of what God has done through those songs was cool to kind of relive all of that packaged together in one day.
Yeah, for sure. We had our set list of all the songs that we were going to run from that night with everything from the volume 1 and volume 2 of Songs for the House. And then we had actually gone up there a couple weeks earlier before this recording to do a whole new round of writing for this next season, and left that retreat with all kinds of music that we're really excited to bring to the church. But there were 2 songs that we felt like we could squeeze into this project. So when we were done with the front set, we sang 2 songs, one of which we're about to introduce to our church this next weekend. It's called At the Feet. And we're excited about that. And then we did another song that we introduced to our church a few months ago called Listening. And there was something really unique and special that just happened as we're closing out the night. You know, everyone's been worshiping really for hours together as we've been recording, and then some really cool special things happened there with these songs. Does anyone want to talk about that?
I will say, we ended every song and there's a pause, and Pastor Parker goes, "Good job, everybody." Yeah. And, you know, we introduced these songs, and the song ends, and we're sitting there for a moment, and I go, and he's not saying, "Good job, everybody." I'm like, "Oh, we're still here." Okay. Yep, we are here. And what God did through that was just, you can't craft that or create that. But the only thing you can do is pause and let the Lord move in the way that only He can. And, you know, He did something that we could never take credit for in that room. But we were, you know, as we're creating content and putting together these songs for people to use in their personal times of worship, I felt like it was just this, let me minister to you for a moment kind of thing from God there. That it was just, it's hard to describe, to be honest with you. I hope that that we were able to capture that in some kind of way to help people just have their own moment like that in their own time. It's pretty cool.
I don't know. I just thought it was just so humbling that the Lord would meet us in that way. I think it was just so special that, again, it's like we were just creating space, and it's just a reminder that if we create the space, the Lord will fill it in whatever way He sees fit. And again, the unity in that group and in that room, from the band members to the vocalists to the choir member, everybody, it was just like we were all in the same like accord, and like we were just all like glorifying His name. It was just so special. And it's just also really encouraging that it's like, Lord, you have more. Like, you have more to give. And if we would just sit and wait, like, what could you possibly say to us at this moment or in this space? And so, I don't know. There was just a lot of, like, feelings, but it was just really, really special. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think Darwin and Pastor Aaron hit on it a little bit of, like, you know, when you have a group of people walking in really expectant and, like, ready to worship, God can do crazy things with that. And so we're at the tail end of that song, and something shifted completely. And the Holy Spirit started to move, and you kind of like look around and like, am I the only one here experiencing this? And there was like a palpable feeling in the room. Something that like drove you to be like, God, I want more of this. And I think it comes from that place of being open, right? That place of being, I'm ready to worship. I'm ready to do whatever God would have me do. And I think it was a room full of that really cultivated a way for God to move that way. Right?
Can I just say, you took the words out of my mouth, because I was about to ask, is there anybody else? Because we didn't fabricate that moment, right? And so like we didn't practice any of that. So all we we had a sound check, and then we just hit record and we started the song. At the end of the song, there was this moment, because my eyes were closed, and I'm assuming everybody else's was, where everything got quiet, and it went from quiet to nothing. And then all of a sudden, this small, like there was this rumble in the room of like worship, and it felt like something. I'm getting chills right now. Like just begin to like encircle us, and everybody, the praise and the worship begin to fill the room, and you can feel God's presence. And I love how our pastor just allowed that moment to breathe and let God do His thing. And even after God just came and just wrecked the room, it just calmed down again, and it was like, what just happened? So what an experience it was to just be in that room.
It felt like we like fell into something and just like rode it to the end. And it was cool to see no one really put that together, and it just happened like that. It's cool that we end a song called Listening, and that's what felt like it was wrong. We end the song, it's just silent in the room, and we just sung about how we want to hear from God, and now it's silent. So it felt just appropriate to like sit, and the way that took off was just very neat.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was gonna comment was like I feel like the song was like coming to life. You know, everything, the words that we're saying of like, oh yeah, well when we give Him space, like He fills it. Like that's literally like the words in the song are like, God, I'm gonna give you space, and I know that you'll fill it every time. Like the things that you reveal, I know that you will heal, and I'm gonna sit here and listen. And so actually, practically putting that into effect and like doing those things, I feel like God was honoring like, okay, I'm gonna listen, and then He just showed up, and it was just like everyone's been saying, like His glory just fell in that room. It was like, oh my gosh, like what an honor it is that He would wait for us, like so patiently sit there and wait until we actually put our attention and our focus on Him and clear our minds and just listen to His voice. And He said, okay, I'll speak to you, and He spoke to us, and so it was very powerful.
Well, to speak maybe a little bit more about the project, we recorded that morning. We did 6 of our songs in a much more like intimate setting. It was just a couple of us with some guitars and keys. So we were able to kind of package some of the songs as like a very personal time for people that hopefully they can use that during the fast this year. We'll have some instrumental versions of that as well that people can benefit from and use in their time with God. And then we took the other half and recorded them in this larger group together. So we're looking forward next year to be releasing those throughout the first few months of the year, and for our church and for anyone that gets to hear them to be hopefully to be blessed and to let that help them in their own time with God. So really looking forward to releasing that project. Let's jump into some just basic questions here that we have about just worship in general. And most of us, if not all of us in here, are worship leaders here at the church. So I think it'd be fun to just dive into some basic questions about leading worship. So maybe we could just share a couple stories together of what's some other times that you've had leading worship that have been just powerful in that kind of way, like it was with listening that night, where you just saw God do something that took a set and brought it to a direction you weren't expecting.
Oh man. The Action Church Sanford location was not always Action Church. It used to be City Church. And about 18 years ago, Kaylee and I led worship there, which is wild that we get to be a part of that location now. But I remember one of the most powerful moments of worship I've ever been in was on that platform. And we were singing "Came to My Rescue." Adriana, we were just talking about some of this. And there was just something about that song, "In My Life Be Lifted High," and something about the expectancy in that room. And there was this manifest presence of God. Like God is always present, but there's this like tangible presence that you feel him there. You're so aware of it. And it's something that I wish I could create on my own so I could experience that all the time. But God felt like this was the time for you to experience me in this way. And it's something that I carry with me today. And it's just so special to get to be in any kind of moment like that. But really, really cool, all these years later, getting to lead worship on that same platform and lead a church on that same platform. Really, really, really special.
I have one. So this is kind of a different approach, but I remember in the early days of leading worship at the church, I just started teaching our team to really start to look for specific people in the room that the Lord wanted to minister to that day. And I kind of pray it every time I lead a huddle of like, Lord, just like scribble a yellow highlighter over the person that needs it today. And I started getting very specific with the Lord and very specific with our team. Last year, before Easter at Oviedo, I had the team do a prayer night the week before Easter services started. And in the prayer night, I just told them about halfway through the prayer night, I want you to pray specifically for people in the room and ask the Lord to show you people that are going to be in the room. Like, be bold enough to ask him, what shirt are they going to be wearing? And just see if he shows up. And we started doing it. I've done that for a couple years now, and I've heard like a couple different people say, yes, like I felt like I was supposed to pray for this person, and by the end of the service, I saw them raise their hand. But last Easter, I had one of those specific moments, and I felt like I heard the Lord say, this is kind of strange, but like a blue Hawaiian-like shirt. And I was like, I'm clearly not hearing the Lord. I'm clearly not hearing, but I just like wanted to be obedient, but in my own timidity, didn't tell anybody that. And so I just was bold in my own time of like, Lord, if that person's there, like for an Easter service, like point them out. And then they walked in the door. And I did find out in hindsight that person like is going through a really, really difficult season. And so the space, we kind of said it earlier, the space that we create for the Lord, he will fill. The scripture says, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. And so even in the little nuances of like, Lord, show us specific people that need a ministry and a touch. And so just being able to watch that, like put that in the hands of our teams as well to pray specific prayers, even when it kind of feels bold for a blue Hawaiian shirt at a time was really, really cool.
That's awesome.
We do some really cool stuff on college with college stuff. So at UCF, shout out UCF, go Knights. We kind of do what's like feels super rebellious at times, once or twice every like school semester, and we grab a bunch of gear and we put it at the top of a garage on campus, and put it all together and try to do a worship night. And part of that's like we don't even know if this is gonna work. Like we don't even know if there's gonna be power. Yeah. But there's something to like saying we're gonna go, and we're not gonna worry about whether or not it's gonna work. We're just gonna go. And people get creative, and everybody finds ways to make it happen, and it's that level or that measure of faith that goes, he's gonna do something. And I remember our first one of trying to do this, and there was like all this anticipation, and I can still, this is going to sound weird, but I can still feel the concrete bending underneath my feet, the way people were jumping and moving around at the top of this parking garage, and the stories of people on the campus hearing worship music, hearing like just something, and off on the other side of the campus, and following the trail of sound to get there and be like, what is going on, and join in what was happening. And we've done this a couple times, and every night that we do it, the experience is like one of those, can you believe that happened? And it's such a cool thing to be a part of. But I think there's definitely something to that piece of like, we don't even know like if it's gonna work, but let's do it and see what happens. That I think even touches on some of the stuff we experience with listening of like, we'll see what happens. So it's really cool.
As worship leaders, people in ministry, I would love to ask you all, what does your personal time with God look like, especially in the busyness of what we do every day? What does time with God look like?
Karina just handed me this mic. Well, I mean, it's different every season. But I would say, what the lesson that I feel like I've been learning the most is the reality of the relationship with Jesus, and how you just can't always do what you would hope to do, but that really our quiet time is more for us than it is for him. And so the Lord, it keeps coming up, but he fills the space that we make. And so in some seasons I can get up a lot earlier and spend a lot more time with the Lord. And sometimes there are seasons that's needed. But I would say sometimes, there's just grace for the seasons that it can't be that way. And that's okay, that it can't always look like how you in your mind would think that it should look. And so just focusing on that relationship aspect. But in busy seasons for me, I mean, I feel like I need it more. So I'm challenged to create more space in busy seasons. But that doesn't necessarily look like an hour blocked out in the morning. It more looks like I'm going to be more disciplined about what I listen to, what I'm consuming in every moment, I would say. But yeah, I just think it's focusing on the relationship more than, what we do.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's good.
Even for me in this fun season of figuring out what it's like to be a dad for the first time, I'm looking at my kid and seeing even, I think, the way our relationship with the Lord is more like, or the way God looks at us, and how much more relational it is, because Ashley was even saying it, like relational. There are disciplines. There are 100% are disciplines of this whole thing and what it looks like to carve out time. But I think the thing that has convicted me more of what it looks like to seek after the Lord and experience his presence in my life personally is more about highlighting my need for it. And making sure that is paramount, like that is always at the top, is that I need it. In the same way that my son needs me, like he needs me to look after the things that he doesn't even know he needs, and highlighting that to myself constantly of, no, I need Jesus. Like I need his grace this morning. I need to put myself in position again to where he is on the throne, and I really am not. And out of that place, I find myself finding peace, even if it's 5 minutes in my day where I just get on my hands and knees and I go, thank you, God, I love you. Like whatever that looks like, it's just making sure that that's highlighted in my life, and it has made all the difference today for me.
So good. When you're struggling to connect with God, what's like a great verse or song, something that helps you like kind of focus you back in the right place?
Oh, I have to. Okay, I know I just talked. Now I'm excited. Now I'm passionate. I'm just kidding. There's a song called "Beautiful Jesus" by Jonathan and Melissa Helser, and there's a 20-minute version. Everyone on YouTube, go check it out. And that is a song. It just ministered to me in a season that I needed it. And so it's just stuck with me. I always go back to it if I feel like that disconnect. But honestly, Psalm 51 is like because I think that if I'm honest with myself, if I feel disconnected from the Lord, there's probably a lack of like repentance in my heart. And I just have to come back to that place, and bring it to the Lord and say, God, like highlight to me what it is that I need to lay down. So yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, I need to go outside. I need like wind in my face. I need. I listen to I like worship pads. Like it's super cheese, but just like some calming thing. Got my AirPods in. I can hear like the wind and the birds and all that kind of stuff as I'm walking. But you said something really good. Like this, when I don't feel connected, like something's off with me, not with God. Yeah. God's here. He's always speaking, and like I'm not tuned in to the right channel. And what I think the danger in ministry for all of us is that we, our time with God is a result of our time in ministry. Yeah. And like I really want my ministry to be an outpouring of the overflow of God's Spirit within me. And it's Exodus 33:15, Moses saying, God, if you don't personally go with us, don't make us leave this place. Like I don't want to go. And I've constantly found myself trying to get back to that place because we can fill our plate with so much stuff and all these events and all these things, and none of it should be above God. And I'll just take a moment because someone gave me a mic. Actually, it was here. We're as a church, we're reading through Genesis 4 and hearing about the story of Cain and Abel, and something that was really interesting to me. I'll share this for this room, and maybe hopefully someone will get something out of this. After the story of Adam and Eve, they're cast away from the garden in God's presence. The very first thing they do is it's intimacy with each other because they lack the presence. Right. Cain and Abel, Cain is sent away from God's presence, and the very next thing is intimacy with his spouse. Not a bad thing, but it's not the best thing. And it tells me, like, I will settle for something that God gave me, a creation, a gift, above his presence in my life. And think I'm like good, and I'm actually lacking. And so I want to constantly recenter myself in the presence of God so that whatever he calls me to, I'm not going there without him, before me and with me. And so
I think, that like got my gears turning a lot. But in this season, I feel like the Lord's highlighting to me in my personal time that a caution flag for me is when my praise in front of others outweighs or exceeds my personal praise. And what I mean by that is like I feel like my heart is constantly seeking to honor the Lord, and but like my actual mouth, my actual lips, uttering the praises of the Lord out loud, that if that's happening more on a platform than it is off the platform, then that's something that I need to watch out for. And there's this song by the Birch Twins. Everybody should listen to this song over and over and over again. It's based on and called Psalms 34, verse 1. And that's the verse that says that, my praise shall continually be on his lips, or on my lips. His praise shall continually be on my lips. What was that? We got you. Yes, yeah, not my praise on his lips. I'm praising God. But it's such a cool. The song itself just paints a really cool picture of David and how he blessed the Lord when things were good and when things were bad. And I think when I have a tendency, or when I'm going through difficult circumstances, I have a tendency to just not open my mouth in the middle of the storm, and not like I'll open my mouth to complain. I'll open my mouth to lament even, but to recite just the fact that God is still worthy in the moment. And it brings you to this chorus. You just can't listen to it without like getting back into the right place. And it has helped me reset quite a few tough moments. So thank you, Birch Twins.
So great.
Well, we're entering to a new stride here with a lot of songwriting. We've been really excited now to write more and more for our church. I think the count right now is at I think it's 14 songs that we've written together. And so we're getting to a really cool place where we're writing enough where we're actually going to have to choose what songs we want to bring to the church, and so there's like a lot of reps here in the room of us like working together, getting in environments where we're writing together. I'd love to talk a little bit about what those are like, how those stretch you personally, what those experiences are like. I mean, we've been doing it long enough where we kind of understand a little bit more about it. We're certainly still very new at it, but what's some things that we could share of what that has been like for you personally, becoming a songwriter?
It's such like an open-ended question.
Thank you.
There's so many there's so many different like ways to go with this, but I think like the first thing I think of is like how vulnerable it is. And yeah, there's so many different personalities, so many different talents, and like the first example that I think of is like when you say an idea and it's just silence. It's like, yeah. And it's like, well, that wasn't one to put on the board, but that's okay. And so it's just like working with the group, and it's just a lot of vulnerability and having to be really open-handed with your ideas, with things that you're bringing to the table, with just your heart posture of knowing that we're all on the same team, we're all doing this together, like there is unity, even if someone thinks that your idea could be better, or thinks that let's go a different direction, like understanding like we're all on the same team, we're all doing this together, we're all charging the same hill. And so I think there's a lot of opportunity for the enemy to really mess with us in it, which makes it kind of scary and fragile in a sense, with comparison, insecurity. We kind of talked through a lot of that in the last writing retreat of like the things that we're feeling. Like this can feel really like tense sometimes, this can feel heavy, but the reality is like we're all unified, like we're all on the same mission. And when we take our thoughts captive and know that secure people can feel insecure, but what we do with it is what matters. It's like, okay, we're all doing this together, and we can all get through this, and we can all have fun doing it. But yeah, I would just say it's vulnerable. So yeah.
Yeah, I've had an interesting perspective about what this has been like for everybody, because I've had so many people come to me sharing what they feel like is unique to them, of like, I don't even really know why I'm here, or like I'm trying to.
Like literally every single
Yeah,
one of
the
us.
majority of
Am I
people in this
helpful?
room have said to me something like, I don't know, like if I, I'm glad to be invited, but I don't really know what I have to offer. Things that like, and I'm definitely not singling anybody out, but I'm saying that it's interesting to watch how we all like are going through this like process of having to convince ourselves that God is given us something that is worth writing and sharing with the world. And I think that's the biggest thing we've been learning how to get past, is recognizing that that we are called to take our experiences and use the gifts that God has given us, and to just put ourselves out there with it. And if only we could like see that step, like we could see the end result of it, that would be convincing of like, okay, it's worth it. But none of us have that, right? So anytime we're creating something, you're like taking this gamble of like, the first step is, will anyone even see any good in it? But then continuing to step forward where people actually could be impacted by it, it takes a constant decision of, I'm just sacrificing it. I'm putting it on the altar, hoping that it gets used. And the cool thing is, when we actually do that and put it on the altar, I think it prepares our heart for what happens with the song, which is that it needs to be worked on, and it goes in different directions than maybe you were first thinking. So learning how to like take a song, put it up on the altar so that it can be used by God, and then to watch what God would do with it, I think is a good way to try to summarize what I've been seeing us all work through personally. And that can affect you in different ways, but it's funny that we're all like carrying these insecurities that it just is bringing all the way forward. And so there's different like flavors of that in this room, but there's but thank you. But there's definitely this constant feeling of, should I really be doing this? And I'd love for someone to speak even more to like, what is it like to push through those insecurities?
Hi. I would love to speak to that. I would say boldly that songwriting is probably the most vulnerable thing I've done outside of like personal life. I think it's because there are different types of songs that at least I have found that I bring forward. There are some like Just That Good on Volume 1 that was like, this came out of the hardest season of my life. And so there's just a different weight to those. But then there's some that just come from a continuous desire to be creative and to just go before the Lord with lyrics and things like that. And I have found that once a song is completed, and it comes to a writing room to be refined, I think it's really, really difficult to just be very vulnerable because it becomes your baby. And if it's something like a revelation song, not to quote Carrie Job, thanks, Carrie. If it comes from a revelation in your life, it just becomes so much more weighty. And so one, I have found for myself in kind of method and rhythm, a lot of times it's good for me to bring the thing forward, but a lot of times it's really good for me to be out of the room after I do that. Like I brought one that was like 75% done before, and I wasn't in the writing room for it to get finished. And I felt like at times I can almost be a hindrance to where this could go because of my like fighting for something. And so once I heard the finished product, I was like, this is 10 times better than I ever could have come up with. And I just got to hear almost the finished product of it. But also, I have found for myself, when I find myself dying on some of these hills, it's probably because I'm in a pocket of time where I'm not being as creative as I should be, because that's the only bit that I really am bringing to the table. So we worked on a song last week, and it was one of Jim's songs, and I just offered up a lyric that came from a song that I had been working on for like 4 or 5 hours. And I was like, it feels like that just goes here. And for me, my first response was like, because it felt like I was just supposed to offer it. And I was like, Lord, I literally spent so much time on that lyric. But it was just a reminder of the Lord of like, oh, well, how about you just come on back? Come on back, talk to me again. We'll do it some more. And this creative process alongside the Lord, just continuing to do that. There's many more of those lyrics to come, Aaron. And so you offering up that one does not mean that there's not more to come, if that makes sense.
I think as far as like pushing through insecurity, I don't think in me that happens absent of the people that are involved here. I think I don't have I look back over the last year or so, and I just don't see in myself the will or the strength or the power to like push myself through insecurity. I think Claire, your response of like, why don't you just like call me out? And I'm like, I'm thinking the same thing. Direct messages to Pastor Parker saying like, I'm really not fit for this anymore. Like, let's just like, and just a response that would see somehow. I don't pretend to believe that you don't deal with your own level of insecurity, but or temptations towards insecurity, but as the leader of this endeavor, as our worship pastor, the way that you have vision for the worth it of all of it, I think has been a tremendous blessing, and a big reason why we experience the unity that we do through things like
Definitely.
that. So I think that that not only comes from you, but it also feeds a culture here of incredible encouragement. And all of us seem to see in one another so much more than we see in ourselves. And I love I love how vocal we are about that. And that's really been key to truly me like staying in the game. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I can relate to it because of how much I've told myself we probably shouldn't be doing this and had to pull myself out of that pit. So pretty much any time that we've ever introduced a song to our church, I find myself having to convince, as soon as I step off the platform, I'm like, it's shorter of a time now. It used to be maybe half an hour. of like we definitely shouldn't do this anymore, to now it's about like 30 seconds, maybe a minute of like I don't know if we've got it, and then yeah, just because it's hard. I mean, the church gets to hear all the time songs that have already gone through the process, right? The church, there's another church that's done the work and the vetting for like, is this song ready to like produce, and then they've got all this energy in a live recording, and you get to hear the very end result of it. And not only do you get to hear it, but your entire church gets to hear it. So then you do it on the platform, and it's already exciting, and it's finished, and it feels done, and the whole church has an opportunity to go listen to it in their own cars and in their own quiet times. So to compare our songs that we're just figuring out to those, that's where I get myself in a space of, I don't think we've got it. And I'm glad we're all learning how to push through that, because it's clear that there's a specific voice that God wants to give us personally into our church that I think is just paved with all these moments of, I'm going to keep doing it because I feel like I have to do it out of obedience. And I think the fruit of that is becoming more and more evident as we keep pushing through, that God's going to use these songs. So, yeah.
I feel like we've been walking in a season, maybe me, myself, but also together, where God has just been so kind to remind us of that truth, whether it be like words from your parents, Karina, as like prayer team leaders, or a story from somebody in the congregation. I feel like all of those doubts and insecurities that we bring, like God's so kind to give us what we need to sustain us, to keep us putting one foot in front of the other. I feel like personally being on that journey of God reminding me that there's things that I've walked through or things that are happening in my life that he wants to form into truths to have people declare and to have people remind themselves of the truth of his word. And I feel like I had a moment a couple Sundays ago where I was battling a lot of insecurity on platform, like we always do, and just had a moment with God during second service where I felt like he was saying, why are you waiting to be confident in yourself to be confident that I am using you, that I am doing something in that room? And just kind of that moment of like, oh my gosh, I need to repent of this. Like, I don't need to be confident in myself, because I'm confident that God is doing something, that God is moving and using me in spite of all the feelings I have inside. So
It's so cool. I think insecurity often reveals the areas that God needs to have some say in and like be able to touch in your life. So to see that there's an area that you're using your gifts and that it exposes things in your life and your mind that God needs to touch. It's a very like redemptive experience to just watch God use you and heal you at the same time, and to show you purpose and meaning behind stuff you've been through that you thought was just something that you remember and it like hurts. But he takes that and he pulls words out of you that you didn't even know you needed to kind of like minister to yourself with, and to watch that touch other people. The whole thing's just very redemptive if you allow it to be. But there's this temptation to like shut that down because of how vulnerable it is. And so to keep that flow open just means that you have to learn how to trust the people around you to see the good in what you're and what God has put there, and to be able to help encourage you and push you through it. So good. Let's wrap things up with just a little bit more practical of what does songwriting look like for us. I think people do have questions in our church of like, what the very practical side of like, how do we write songs? Like, what does it look like when we get together and write a song? Does someone want to try to take a whack at that? How do we write music?
WWE SmackDown.
Great. We fight.
Yes.
That's how we do it.
Wow.
Yeah, the process is it's collaborative. Yay. There it is, everyone. There's the secret. We have come up with a really cool way to do it where there's kind of like someone's like the quote unquote pioneer, or the person that like maybe here's an idea that like it came from me, or like the Lord revealed something, or there's a personal journey, and we share that idea, and whether it's a little pocket or a little group or it gets to the larger group, we eventually take that idea into a room and and we start putting things up on cards. It's very practical, everybody. Where we have little boards and we write the lyrics on cards, and we almost create what's like a word bank on the board. And it's wild when you take something just out of your brain and you put it on in front of you, put it right in front of you to where you can see it, and you can see, wait a second, they're puzzle pieces, and we can move them around. And so there's something, even though it's like practical, there's something really spiritual about it too, of looking at the words and seeing them up there and being able to to actually visualize, oh, that says this. And get to like work together and come up with fresh ideas that maybe expand on an idea or say, this is saying this, but what if we took that and got more deliberate about it and said this? And so, yeah, the process starts usually with somebody comes into the room, we get everybody looking at it, and we break it down into chunks that we can then work on and actually get practical on. So, yeah.
I think one of the cool things that I've seen is I've really wanted to be a songwriter for a long time, and like I have memories of like writing songs for my friends in elementary school, like before I knew Jesus, like, and when I started serving the Lord in worship and kind of the very first conversations we ever had as I ever had in a group of worshipers about original songwriting, it was anytime we looked for information on like how do you get started, the constant drone was like, just do it, like just start, just write, and the more you write the more you'll write. And I'm like, whatever, like that's not how it works. You like have to be a writer, and then like you have to be good at this, and then your songs will take off. And the way that we have like, I don't want to say faithfully, well, not religiously, but we've faithfully held to this weekly schedule with very few exceptions for specific seasons. But we've got a routine that has built this discipline into this team. That's just been like, for me personally, the baseline. That's been like, I know every week we're going to come back together and we're going to share these ideas. And so I have that ticking in my brain. So I'm finding myself just like in quiet moments, like getting a line here or hearing a melody there that like, oh, maybe I could work on that. Where out of that season, that would come every so often. And I thought it was like this like special thing that like, oh, God's going to give me something like once every 5 years. Like and I thought it was, and I'm not saying that wasn't special, but it wasn't as, it doesn't have to be as unique or as like inconsistent as that. It really is. And I'm like living proof. Like the proof is in the pudding. Like you just do it, you do it. Like you do it and you do it more. Like you do, the more you write, and it's like it's real. Like that advice was really good.
They nailed it.
They were right. They were lying to me.
Yeah.
It feels a lot like mining. We've talked about how you're constantly like uprooting things, pulling things out, and a lot of times there's just a big stack of dirt at the end of it, but then you're looking for like these like gold nuggets that you can find, and you only find it in the work of it. You think that you'll just like push a shovel in the ground and pull it up and just find like, oh, there's a song, but really it's a ton of work to like pull all that out, sort through all the options to really land on this is what we're trying to say in its best form.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna regret saying this after this, but
we can
there
edit it.
is. Just go ahead and cut.
No, that always means that you should say.
We're
We'll
gonna
edit
cut.
it.
And here's a word from our sponsors. But I have really found my creativity in a writing room really comes from like an overflow of my whole life. Ooh. But my family will tell you I don't sing for real at home. It's always something so dumb. Like I'm always singing about like telling my son to take out the trash, and I'm always singing in a horrible voice. And I know that, or like if you know me, my whole life is an SNL skit at all times. I'm walking into an environment thinking about what SNL character I can be, and yes-anding what somebody says. But that really feels like it's really come in handy in some of these rooms when I'm driving down the road and somebody drives stupid, and I'm just like, why did you do that? Do that, do that. And like, and that's, it's, Again, that's
Write
why I
it.
said I'm probably going to regret this. But like that is, I really do feel like that kind of helps feed the merge between like what the Lord is giving versus the own creativity that I'm bringing. Like it is just a muscle that like because of my own silliness at all times, it's really just kind of birthed some melody and lyric from improvisation and moving and stuff. So, anyways, you might cut that, you might not. Thank you.
That actually touches on something that is what I think it takes to do this kind of thing. There's like the word I don't think it's like it's not confidence. We were saying the confidence earlier. It's not confidence. It's like a like a faith-filled like bravery to do it. Of like I'm not when you put the focus on yourself. And I hope it's good. If that's like how the start of how you approach something, you will never start. You will never get into doing it because you're focused on like keeping some sense of self up. But when instead you just step into like, I know you have something, God, so I wanna be in the journey. Like I wanna get to whatever that is that gets you doing that, and opens a door. Like it opens a door in your heart to go. It's not about me. It's about what you want to say, God, and that is where I've started to find like this very natural thing to lean into, where like melodies and words and things that like happen, they come out and you just go, hey, that's not bad. That doesn't suck completely, And part of that too is like it wasn't me. Like it wasn't me. It wasn't me focused, and because it wasn't me focused, there's a different excitement you can have about it that you can even lean into more and more regularly. Like prop that door open and go. Let's see what happens. That I've found just as far as like that's a practical component that is way more spiritual than we think.
So cool. Yeah, we have about 15 new songs that we've written that we're excited about, and then we're doing a retreat here in January where we hope to come back with dozens of songs. So this will be the first season that we're having to choose between a lot of options of things that we believe that are for our church. So very much looking forward to this next year, with the first few months having this beach house project that we're going to be releasing, really just remembering songs for the house and kind of ending that season. And then very excited of a year full of new releases, new music bringing to the church, and very much looking forward to that. So, guys, what a time it's been.
It's been great. Thank you. It's been so good.
So much fun, and we're really excited about a year full of new songs and releases. We have a lot of exciting plans for next year, and just to kind of loop you in a little bit more on what we're doing here in January, we're going to be coming out with our acoustic set for a group of our songs from Volume 1 and Volume 2. The goal behind that is to give songs to our church in a season where we're doing prayer and fasting, giving them a lot more acoustic version of songs that that you can use in your personal time of worship and time with God. And there'll also be some instrumental versions with that, which we're excited to give to you, so you can just be playing that and let that help you. And then also in February, we're going to be releasing what we're calling our Dusk Project, which is what we filmed in the evening at the beach house. This is going to be a lot of our more upbeat songs and songs that we wanted to capture with our entire team. So this is the group that we were talking about, that we brought everybody and crammed them all in that small space, and we just sang a lot of alternate versions of songs that we've been playing in our church, which we're looking forward to. And then there might be in March like a bonus version of all that coming out with some of these songs that we recorded as well that weren't necessarily part of Songs for the House, but we'll kind of package all that together and release those to you as well in March. So really excited for this next season of releases and what God is doing through Action Worship. Yeah. Cool. Thanks for joining us today, everybody. Any final thoughts of like one sentence that you feel like everybody needs to know? This is it, guys. I love
Decorate too early.
Follow Action Worship.
Follow Action Worship. Like, subscribe. Cool. Till next time.